Hi everyone, welcome back to Hoplomachus VICTORUM. Now that we've established how to play the game, let's think about what we want to do next. We know that we're heading towards a Primus battle in Acts 1, 2 and 3, and then the Scion in Act 4. We know that we've got 12 weeks, 12 turns to complete each act. But how exactly do we take on a Primus? Remember, during setup we chose 3 Primuses at random. These Primuses each have a home region, and each home region has a capital. Virago belongs to the Amazons. The Amazons are over here. Beijing belongs to Kunlun, over in the Far East. And Stygiana belongs to Pluto's refugees, which is down here. If we look, each region has a capital. There's a city icon here, and you can see there is a dotted path into that capital. To face a Primus, we need to travel within those 12 acts to a region's capital. We can't travel to these other capitals, the ones that have no Primus. But as soon as we enter that capital, we enter, whether it's week 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 12, we face the Primus. We defeat the Primus, we complete the act, we move to the next act. So what that means is, as you've already established, every week, every turn in the game, we travel, we have an event. So you kind of have to time your traveling so that you, within those 12 weeks, we end up at a capital city. Now there is kind of a get out, and it's called spectate. Because when we hit the event phase, you can either accept the event or you can spectate the event. If you spectate the event, you discard it, rearrange the top 3 cards of that deck, gain a Scion influence, which we mentioned last time. This is a checkbox here. And remember, every time you hit one of these skull mask kind of icons, then you draw a Bane. Things get tougher for you. You can heal your hero, but then you skip the cleanup phase, and it's the cleanup phase where you mark off a week. So you can travel about without marking off a week. It's like we're fast traveling around the map. So if you find yourself out of position, you can spectate to try and get to the capital without pushing beyond week 12, but it's going to cost a lot, potentially a lot of Scion influence, lots more Banes, okay? So you're making your life more difficult. But let's have a look. Let's kind of think about where we want to go for this next event. Because we've got 2 options. We can go eastwards to this opportunity event into the Amazon region, or we can go southwest back to another bloodshed event within the Vesuvians region. We can't backtrack. We can't go back to the capital because there's no Primus here. And in any event, you can't backtrack where you came from. Okay, so if we go this way, we can only then go forwards, either to here or to here. You can't backtrack. Okay, there is another way to fast travel, and that's at these ports here. From port, you can jump to any other port, allowing you to get around the map more quickly. So it's early days. Why don't we pick up an opportunity? The sooner we pick up an opportunity, the more opportunity we have to complete it. So let's move eastwards. Our hero has passed through the oasis. She departs the home shores of the Vesuvians region and seeks an opportunity in the Amazon. Perhaps we will find some new recruits or learn some new skills. Remember, the first step is to look at the top card of the relevant deck, in this case opportunity, and choose to accept or spectate. This one looks quite tricky, but its reward is a special prowess, Vampiric Blow. It says, in a single event, defeat at least 2 opposing units with your hero while your hero has 2 or fewer HP. So we need to use our hero who's kind of standing on her last legs to defeat an enemy. We're going to accept. Let's accept this opportunity. Now, we've accepted this opportunity only looking at the top card, but every time you accept an opportunity, you actually draw the top 2 cards. So there's one here we've accepted, without knowing what the second one is. All right, that's the way opportunities work. We draw the second opportunity, and now we get a choice between these two. Let's have a look at the second and see which one we wish to choose. The second says lead from the back. We have to choose one of these two now. Lead from the back says deploy your hero first in a sport or bloodshed event. Win the event without moving your hero during the movement step of any of your turns. Succeed, and our reward is one hero prowess of our choice. I'm not sure about lead from the back. I'm going to go for not quite dead. I think it fits our hero Ursula a little bit better. So we're going to accept this one and discard lead from the back. This gets discarded, this gets acquired and goes to our camp. And there's no limit to the number of opportunities we can have. Perhaps as we're crossing the seas towards the Amazons, we reach a little island ashore where, while resting in the darkness of some trees, we feel something bite me. Something strange has changed inside, and its effects may return to the surface when we're at our lowest and least expect it. We'll have to keep an eye out now when we're in challenges to recall this not quite dead opportunity and reap its rewards. For now, the journey has cost us a week, and we simply move to the next turn. Okay, which direction do we wish to go? We can travel north to the Amazons and a sporting event, east to a bloodshed event in the Amazons, or indeed south to a sporting event in the Parthians region. I think we should head south and try a sporting event. It's non-lethal. We know our troop will survive. Even if our individual units are defeated, they will return to camp to lick their wounds. But it's time to recruit some more units into our troop. We've moved region. The Vesuvian volcano is no longer central to our map. Instead, we've moved into the sandy region of the Parthians. As we head to the Parthian arena, where chariot racers challenge all comers. Our face is new here, and I think they're going to underestimate just what we're capable of. The event we've been given is called Champion's Choice. We can accept or we can spectate. We're going to accept. We're greeted by the head of the local arena. So confident are we in our superior stock that we will let you choose our first challenger, the local arena head boasted. So we're going to face 3 bag units. But it says you may search the bag and freely choose the first unit of the rival's lineup. Excellent. Well, that gives us an edge over our overconfident opponents. There are 3 of them, but we get to place our hero and 3 of our troops. So we've got the full complement, our whole troop of 4 units. Let's have a quick check on what we've got to do though. So we're at the races. In the Parthian arena, there's a chariot. The chariot begins on the indicated hex, it says. Let's grab our arena hexes. There's a couple of chips we need from this. And we're going to need the tribune and we're going to need the chariot. So the chariot begins here. And there's a 3rd turn. So remember, our rival goes first, then we go. And then in the Parthian arena, there's an arena turn. During the arena turn, the chariot moves 3 hexes counterclockwise around these 2 central hexes. Any unit on the chariot moves with it. Any unit standing in its way is displaced to one of these outer hexes. However, if a unit would be displaced and there are no vacant hexes to move to, then instead they are crushed. Crushed means they're immediately defeated and dragged from the arena. We don't have any local units. Local units can occupy these central hexes, and they can also be displaced onto these central hexes. So they act like little safe spots for local units. We're not going to see that this time. But we're going to also need this tribune chip. The Tribune, because we're playing a spar event. The spar event is like a bloodshed, it's a battle to the death, though it's non-lethal, except that the first rival unit that's deployed is called the Tribune. If we defeat the Tribune inadvertently, then our hero is immediately reduced to 1 health. The crowd has taken their frustrations out on our hero. If we defeat the Tribune, we can still win the spar event, but the victory condition for a spar event is defeat all rival units except the Tribune. If we defeat the Tribune, we'll take that HP hit to our hero, but victory can still be claimed. The same can be applied in any sport event as it goes. If you defeat all opposing units, whether it's capture the flag, king of the hill, or a spar event, then you will claim victory. But the Tribune is a respected warrior, cherished by the local people. There are consequences for defeating a Tribune. In a spar event, the first rival unit deployed is the Tribune, and this is why searching the bag and freely choosing the first unit of the rival's lineup is kind of a double boon. We get to choose who the Tribune's going to be. And I'd quite like it to be a tactician if I can. So I'm going to go and grab a tactician, and we'll make that the Tribune and the first unit deployed, and it comes with a tactic. So tactician was hamstring, wasn't it? And then the next 2 rival units are going to be random. So we have a defender, and the Magma Rager. Oh dear. So the defender comes with a tactic, which is going to be stun. And then the Magma Rager comes with no tactic at all. So in this spar event, we've got a tactician as Tribune and a defender, and the Magma Rager. Our job is to take these 2 down. You ready for this? Listen out for the cries of the crowd as this chariot races around the arena. And we've got to try and take these 2 down. I think I need to try and hit Magma Rager, get that guy down first. The defender has got a black die attack, so it's a weaker attack but does have taunt. Taunt says if we're adjacent to this unit, we must target that unit. Right, tactician's going to come out first. Deployment hex number 1. It's got 2 health. It has the tactical trait, so we know it can play tactics on non-adjacent units. We don't have any other units out at the moment. But also, tactical has a second effect, and one that I overlooked last time. It was inconsequential in the end, but I mustn't forget it this time. The tactician can move on the turn it's deployed. Now, in the last battle, I deployed a tactician and had it dazed. It then moved in, did 1 hit. It should have moved in on its first turn and then moved again on the second and done the hit. So in that last battle, so yeah, it was inconsequential, but it's an important rule because it's definitely going to be significant this time. Tactician comes in, deployment hex number 1, and will move. And it's important because we look at the priority order. It's going to target flag holder. Remember, we're not playing capture the flag, so we avoid that. Opponent on chariot. There's no opponent on chariot. An unoccupied chariot. This guy is going to move towards the chariot. It's got a movement of 3, so we can go 1, 2, 3 here, or 1, 2, 3 here. It's our choice. If we put it here, it's going to get pushed out of the way when this chariot moves around. If we move it this way, it won't. It doesn't make a jot of difference, I don't think. Let's move it this way. Like I say, hamstring and stun don't have any valid targets just yet. They won't hamstring or stun themselves. My turn. I want to play this battle similarly to how I did the last. So I'm going to bring my hero out first. And we're going to go here. I don't want to play any of my tactics just yet. We'll let the Tribune stand. But now we move into the arena's turn, and the chariot's going to move 3 hexes counterclockwise. Okay, so it's racing around this arena. Next step then, the rival's going to put their defender into play. It's got 5 health. is dazed, it has taunt, it's going to stand here. They can't hamstring or stun the hero, it's an elite unit, tactics don't work. So let's move now. So Tactician's going to move onto the chariots. 1, 2, 3. The chariot doesn't block movement, right? You can occupy this hex. So that's where the Tactician's going, that's where our Tribune's going. Whilst I focus on getting my attacker out. 3 health. 1, 2, 3. Nox has 2 movement. 1, 2. Now it's the arena's turn. So the arena is going to move 1, 2, 3. The chariot. And we're going to head back to the foe. I'm contemplating taking this tribute out. I really am. But let's see how this pans out. Magma Rage is coming in. They are going to hamstring the attacker, which is not good news. I should have put the archer in first. So this thing cannot attack on a turn it uses its movement, and this is a permanent tactic. Let's consider who's going to move. So this guy is dazed. Defender's got 1 movement and is going to move towards... Well, actually, let's move the Tactician first. Flag holder, not relevant. Opponent on chariot, there isn't. An unoccupied chariot, there isn't. Hero. So the Tactician's going to move towards the hero up here. The defender has now got an unoccupied chariot to move towards, which they can do. This takes them closer, this takes them closer. Let's just move the defender and get him out of the game for now. I want to get this thing taken down first. But they are going to attack. The Tactician has a 1 red die, and priorities dictate the hero is who they want to attack. So they're attacking and doing 1 hit on my hero. It's my turn. The hero Nox is blocked from moving this way by this Tactician, but we do have flight. I'm wondering whether we deploy another unit now. Do we get the archer in play? I think we do. I could do a little gamble here and move in and attack this with my hero who's got black and 2 yellows against a blasphemous opponent. I'd need at least 1 hit from these 2 yellows. Odds are quite good. The rewards could be massive. I'm going to leave the archer. Let's bring the Tactician in. Let's bring the Tactician in. Okay. I could mitigate against a failure against the Magma Rager by stunning him with this tactic. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to stun the Magma Rager. This unit is now fatigued until the end of its next turn. So our hero can come in and potentially got 2 turns then to finish him off. But a little sneaky trick first. Movement. I'm going to have the hero move in. 1, 2. I'm worried about this defender, I must confess. Because what's going to happen? The defender can reach my hero now. This chariot's going to move away. So actually, I'm going to stun the defender. And we're going to have to gamble against this Magma Rager. We're going to do that. Tactician has 3 movement. 1, 2, 3. We're moving here. He's coming in. He can't attack, but we do want to have a go at this defender at some point. The attacker's not going to move. Instead, he's going to take out the tribute, hopefully, with a black, a blue, and a yellow. We need 2 hits to take out the Tactician. Oof, we got our 2 hits. The strongest die missed. 2 hits takes out the Tribune, which means our hero is reduced to 1 health. Okay. Tactician can't attack the turn it's deployed. The hero can now attack. We've got a black and 2 yellows. I'm looking for 2 hits. We got 3 hits. We didn't need them. With Blasphemous, I only needed 2 hits. Our hero is vulnerable. We still haven't defeated the defender, so the battle continues. Arena's turn. Chariot moves 3. 1, 2, 3. Back to the rival's turn. Defender is stunned. This stun comes off, goes back to the supply. We will deploy our archer. The attacker is moving up onto this chariot. The hero is going to move 2 down here. The hero, with echoes of that bite that she sustained while on the island outside the Amazons. What is that? It's starting to pain in her side. Remember, in a single event, defeat at least 2 opposing units with your hero, or your hero has 2 or fewer HP. We did 1 already. Now, attacks. The defender has taunt, so these 2 must attack the defender. The attacker's out of range, the archer's out of range. Tactician first. Now that... I forgot. Rival had another tactic left, and they would have played it. So defender was stunned. They had a stun. Why did I must have picked that up by accident. Yeah, the defender had a stun. So on their turn, they would have stunned whoever was adjacent, which was the tactician, then remove this. Okay, so no, the tactician cannot attack because they're stunned. They can't move, they can't attack. So it's just down to Nox. Nox has black, yellow, yellow, and gets 2 attack, 2 damage. Leaves him with 1, 2, 3. And my hero is very vulnerable with just 1 health left. I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous, but this now comes off. Okay. It's okay, we have contingency for this already, because the arena's turn now, and the arena is going to move this chariot 3, 1, 2, 3, next to the defender. The defender says, opponent on chariot is his highest priority. He can attack the attacker. Has 1 black die. Doesn't move, doesn't need to move, won't move. But does 1 damage to the attacker. He's down to 2 health. The attacker has retaliate. The defender takes another hit and is down to 2 health. But it's our turn now. We decide the order. All 3 are attacking. Defender has taunt. The tactician hits first for 1 red die. That's 1 hit. The defender is down to 1 health. Nox goes next with black, yellow, yellow. She wants just 1 hit. And all gets the 1 hit. The defender is defeated. And Nox stands victorious. The rush of bodies slowed momentarily as Nox roared a battle cry. Her wounds should be fatal, and yet she stood. That was a crazy victory for Nox. Incidentally, these rewards from opportunities can happen the moment they happen, even mid-battle. So Nox is going to gain Vampiric Blow. But even though we've defeated the final units and we've used one of our 3 tactics, Nox is down to just 1 health. This does not get restored. And it's time to reap our rewards. This is what I love about this game. You know, some people have criticised VICTORUM because, you know, maybe they feel it's a grind and you've got to keep repeating battles. Why not? That's what the game is. It's playing these battles. These tactical battles is Hoplomachus VICTORUM. This is not a grind. This is the excitement. This is what the game's all about. This is what we came to play for. The campaign that sits in between, that's dressing. That's tying these battles together. This is what this is all about. Every single battle is its own tactical challenge. There's opportunities to be had. These little twists give it flavour, give it dimension, we make the choices. We decide where to go. We decide where to battle. We decide how to battle. This is Hoplomachus Victorum. I'm pleased to have my reward. And now we can take a pause for breath, because we've marked off another week of Act 1. We can gain a tactic as a reward if we wish, but we don't want to do that. We use the tactic to get the alternate reward, which is to recruit a rival unit. And we can take any of these that we defeated. We can take the Magma Rager, we can take a defender, or we could take a second tactician. I'm tempted by the defender, but of course I want to take the Magma Rager. Let's get it out here. Let's get it in my team. It's a Vesuvian unit. Nox has persuaded them to join us. Let's do it. The Magma Rager is now part of our team. These go back in the bag. We've completed this opportunity, incidentally, and we've completed Champion's Choice. So these go back to their respective decks. The back, and we're ready to push on. I feel that the rewards for that battle were worth that tactic. I did sacrifice this tactic knowing that Vampiric Blow was potentially my reward. As it goes, my hero is now sitting at 1 health, so I feel we need to take a little break, think about where we want to go next. So let's head up here. We're still in the Parthians region. We're at a Bloodlust event. So we draw that card. It says, on Mercury's Wings, this event takes place in the arena of your choosing. Local units are still from the region your incumbent is. So we could take on any arena we wished with a local and 2 bag units. We get the full 4 units for our troop, but a fight to the death with my hero on 1 health? I don't think so. So we discard that event. We rearrange the top 3 cards of this deck. We can put these in any order we wish. This one is the kind of event I want to remove. Reckless Abandon. Fountain of Youth. This one says regen 1. All units have regen 1s. We only get to pull out 1 hero and 1 unit, but we do recover 1 health every turn. That's what regen 1 means. And then we've got the Brute. You can deploy only 1 non-elite unit which has 10 health, and we've got to take down a local and 2 bag units with no tactics. That one sounds like great fun. In fact, these two sound great. Reckless Abandon. Add a number of blue attack dice to our hero's attack equal to the number of undeployed units in your lineup at the time they attack. This one is possibly one that I'll spectate past, though we could put a full team of 5 units out. Could be interesting. I'm going to put the Brute and Fountain of Youth at the top. Brute next. We know what's coming. We have spectated those, so rather than mark off a week, we're going to mark off a Scion influence. We're a step closer to having a Bane appear, but we do get to restore Ursula's health back up to 6. Now I don't mind facing a Brute. Excellent, good stuff. Incidentally, these are the regular health chips that come with the game. I don't have the premium health, but premium health for previous Hoplo games was, in my opinion, a must, right? It's not a must, it would be the first thing that I would upgrade. Possibly less so the alloy dice. I mean, the regular dice are just superb. Okay. In fact, I really like these. I mean, these are weighty and probably fit better in a dice tower. So we do have a dice tower that we could use. This is the Hoplo one. That might be better. I mean, I love just tossing the dice out here on these neoprene mats, but possibly these lighter ones would work better on the mat and these better in a tower, because I tend to knock everything flying with those metal dice. But for now, the only question is, where do I go next? We can't go back the way we came, but we've got 3 ways forward. In fact, 2 ways forward, because this path goes to a capital and there's no Primus in the Parthian region. So we've got either an opportunity or another sporting event. Why don't we go and grab another opportunity and head up towards this Amazonian bloodlust. So we'll accept Profane of the Gods. We draw 2 cards. Run the Gauntlet says, after winning a bloodshed event, we can repeat it. And if we succeed the second time, we get to remove a Bane. That's pretty good. And then we've got Profane the Gods. Get your hero upgraded to either Health 12, Leadership 12, or an attack of 4 black dice. And we get a special prowess, Embrace the Dark. Well, that was quite a long way away. This one I really like. We don't have a Bane yet, but it is an opportunity that could come in handy. Ways to remove Banes I like. So I think we'll take this one, Run the Gauntlet. So that goes down here. We'll discard Profane the Gods. The reward on that one was Embrace the Dark. Your hero has a special transfer or transfer 2 of its HP to an ally within range, which is pretty good. But there you go, we've given up the opportunity to see that skill. Let's mark off a week and let's push forward. And this time we're going to head towards the Amazons. So Parthian card goes out, Amazons comes in. We're going to have to switch maps for our next bloodshed event. It is the Brute, and we're going to accept the Brute. You can deploy only 1 non-elite unit this combat, and this unit has plus 10 health. They get a local and 2 bag units in the Amazons. So the local is a Peltast. This is a ranged unit. It's got 3 health, 2 movement, 2 range. It attacks with a green and a yellow. It has first strike and heave. The 2 bag units are going to be another ranged unit, an archer, and lastly, a defender. A defender. Okay. Let's set up the arena. Local units have flight. So our Peltast has flight. We know what flight means. Once more, there's an arena turn. So rival goes, we go, arena goes. And on this arena, they have 4 monoliths. Monoliths are blocking, but of course flight allows us to get past this. And they're directional. All right, so we've got to make sure we're placing them in the right direction. So these 2 this way, these 2 that way. And they're going to be shifting during the arena turn. So we've got 1 facing this way, we've got 1 facing this way. Okay. As these monoliths move, they're going to be shoving units out of the way. So we've got kind of a little shifting landscape in front of us. All right, let's start. The Peltast is coming out with 3 health. It's got first strike and heave. We're coming out dazed, it's doing nothing just yet. Right, now we've got to pick our brutes. You know I want to pick the Magma Rager, right? So it has health 3, plus 10 is 13. It is a brute. Remember, it's blasphemous and has retaliate. A shadow fell across the field, and someone muttered a curse at the clouds. "That's no cloud," their comrade whispered, staring in awe at the foe on the horizon. I'm not sure how this guy's going to perform, but we'll soon find out. Arena turn. Monoliths shift 1 hex. They're going to deploy their archer next in deployment hex number 2. Local units have flight, so she's heading straight across here, the Peltast. They can move through blocked hexes but not end on a blocked hex. So although these are both 2 away and are closer, that one's blocked. So moving here. And this Peltast is trouble. It has a range of 2, so our brutish Magma Rager is out of range, but Heave says they roll their strongest attack die, which is a green die, against an opponent within 3 hexes. We are within 3. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Retaliate won't do anything because we're not in range. So we roll, it's a miss, so it's inconsequential as it goes. First strike's not doing anything. Now we can move. We've got 2 move. I want to come down here. I want to get close to this thing. We don't have range on their attack yet, so this is moving this way. This is shoving this way, and this is going this way. Defender's coming out with 5 health. The archer's moving up 1. The Peltast is staying where it is. Now attacks. We can determine the order. Let's have this archer first, so black and yellow. Yeah, I've switched to these dice, I don't know why, just to give you a bit of a change. So this archer is going against the Magma Rager Brute. Gets 2 hits. We can't retaliate. The Peltast gets a green and a yellow. Does 1 hit and gets hit with retaliate. They're not using their special attack. The special attack is an alternative to the regular attack. It's only if they can do more damage with their heave than they can with their regular, then they'll use it. But that's only if they're 3 away, not 2 away in this case. So yeah, the Peltast is fine. Now it's us, and we've got black, green, and blue against. Well, we could move if we wanted to. I don't think I want to. I think we want to stay where we are. Yeah. Black, green, and blue is 2 hits against the Peltast. That'll defeat them. First unit down. These move. Next turn, the archer doesn't move because it's already in range of my Magma Rager. So it's going to hit for black and yellow. And gets 1 hit. Defender is going to move up. And the problem we've got here now is that defender is now defending the archer. So if we move in, we're going to have to hit the defender. But I think that's all right. I don't think we mind. And then this thing's going to shove us away. I think that's okay too. So let's move our 2. We have to hit the defender with our black, blue, and green. Two hits. Then the monoliths will all do a little bit of a U-turn because they can't move forward. So rotate, move. This one rotates, moves. Rotates, moves. You can do this in any order you wish. Rotate and then move my brute up here. I might get a little bit squished in up here. We have to be careful. Defender's going to hit me for a black die on his turn for 1 damage. Retaliate will do 1 back. Archer is going to hit for a black and a yellow. 2 damage. Okay. What can we do? I think we're going to stay where we are actually. We are going to get shoved back, but black, blue, green, we ought to be able to take this defender out now. Surely? Yeah. Yes, no worries. 1, 2, 2 is good. These move, this is going to shove us back. Archer's going to move in for a black and yellow. 1 damage. We're going to move around 1, 2 and hit for a black. Can we finish him off here? Black, blue and a green. Yes, we can. Excellent stuff. That was a pretty good arena for us to use our Magma Raider. But as per usual, the bag has been upgraded. We've got a Peltast in there now. And our hero watched from the sidelines as our brutish Magma Rager, perhaps we summoned it up to fight on our behalf. It was a bloodshed, so we did stand a chance of losing our Magma Rager, but we assessed well. The odds were with us. Now we can collect our reward, so we can upgrade a die, add a die, increase our health, or increase our leadership. I'm going to stay focused on upgrading my hero, so a third attack die. A pretty good few turns. We can send the brute back where we summoned it from, discarded, to the back of the deck. And it's time for us once more to move on. Our options are, we can go back westward for opportunities or eastward and play a sporting event. I like the sound of this. And then from here, we're heading towards this harbour.